Hi guys, it's Mandy, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about my travel anxiety. Yay! Many people have travel anxiety. I have it very, very, very severe. And the problem with this is that I love experiencing things. I love seeing new places and experiencing different cultures and going on crazy adventures. I honestly do, and there's so many places that I want to go and I want to experience and see. And to be honest with you guys, I'll go all the way back to the beginning on how this whole thing started. When I was a kid, I used to travel a lot with my parents. We went everywhere together, and I've been to lots of places. And I never, ever, ever felt anxious or afraid or uncomfortable at any points in times. Not on the plane, not at the resort, not walking around in a different country, nothing ever freaked me out. And I think a lot of that stemmed from, being surrounded by family and knowing that everything was taken care of. My dad is so good at planning and so good at organizing, and I never had to do anything except follow. You know what I mean? Which is really nice. I appreciate that. But even at the age of 18 years old, I was not anxious about traveling until I went to Paris, France, which I will never go to again because of my tremendous amount of bad experiences there. I know that a lot of people do enjoy Paris, and I was hoping to be one of those people. And if you guys, some of you, if you watch Jessie V, you'll already know the story of what happened in Paris. I'll link her video down below so you can watch it. I'll kind of sum it up for you. I went to Paris. I almost got abducted 2 times. I was sexually assaulted 1 time. It was very, 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 very sudden, out of the blue, completely random, while I was in Paris, by 2 different men, in completely different sections and areas, and I deal with post-traumatic stress from that now. Even where I live right now, I have anxiety about going places by myself, driving places I don't know, walking on the streets by myself. All of these things scare me, and I was never like this in the past, ever. As soon as I got to Paris, I was harassed by many, many men on the streets. It was awful. I was so uncomfortable the entire time. Every street I was walking. And the weird thing is I wasn't even by myself, and I wasn't wearing anything that would promote that kind of response. Not that if I was wearing something revealing, I should, or I deserve, or I should expect that kind of behavior from a man, because a woman should be able to wear whatever. A woman should be able to walk on the streets naked if she wants and not get that kind of response from a man. That's how I think of it. But anyways, needless to say, I was surrounded by family and I was getting this attention, and I wasn't wearing anything revealing at all. I was just doing my thing. There came a point where I was walking in a crowd, and I was pulled away from my family by a man. He grabbed my arms. I could not get away from him. I was in the middle of a crowd, and he was dragging me away from my family. It was the most scariest thing I've ever experienced in my life. Nobody noticed until my sister screamed, because I think I was in shock. I wasn't really sure what was going on. My sister screamed, and my dad came running and fought the guy off, and it was the worst thing ever. A few days later, I was walking to the train station to head back to London from Paris, and I had all of my bags in my hands. I literally couldn't do anything else because I had bags all over me, and I was carrying all these things. At 6 in the morning, outside of the train station, this man who appeared to be drunk walks over and grabs my crotch. And I was very, very, very afraid. before that, prior to that, I saw him smashing bottles on the ground. He was very drunk, he was very aggressive, and just these instances in my life, this kinds of things that happened to me, it's just, and guys, this is a short story just so that I can sum it all up so you guys know where my travel anxiety stems from. I was never like this before this happened, okay? I have this fear of traveling now. I have this fear of going anywhere by myself at all in general. So that's one part of it. The other part of it is I have developed anxiety disorder from high school, and now I have anxiety over every single little thing. I think of every single bad scenario that could happen. I think of every single bad possible outcome to every single thing that happens. And it makes me physically sick. I'm not even kidding. And you know what? I feel bad for the people that are surrounded by me because I have really bad anxiety when I travel, but I want to travel. Like, it's not fair. I just want you guys to know that I have a list of tips on how to get through your travel anxieties based on the things that I do myself. I'm done with trying to make people feel comfortable, so I do things that make me uncomfortable. I'm sick of saying yes to things that I really don't want to do and I know are going to cause anxiety for me. I'm sick of cheaping out on things because I want to save money and it makes me feel uncomfortable to be in a sketchy place just to save money. Things like that, you guys. Like, honestly, if you're going on a vacation, you want to have a good time. You don't want to feel uncomfortable. You don't want to be miserable, and you don't want to be anxious. Okay, you want to have fun and you want to be comfortable the entire time. So this is a list of things that I do to make myself feel better. But I just want you guys to get how bad my anxiety really is traveling. Every single place that I've gone post Europe trip to Paris, I get sick. I travel somewhere and I get very physically ill. Even if I think that I'm okay and I'm not getting anxious and I'm not so much in my head and I'm not having a panic attack, my body just reacts. It just reacts. Like the night before Luca and my family went to the Grand Canyon, I puked all night before the plane ride. And I'm not even afraid of planes anymore. Like I've developed this, like I said, the tips I'm gonna show you guys, I've developed this like routine to make myself feel better about going on a plane. I was puking the entire night before we went. It sucked. And then a few days into the trip at the canyon, I was very sick. And the same thing happened to me when I went to the Dominican with Luca. I got really sick and I was bedridden for like 4 days out of the week that we were there. And it sucked. And this has all stemmed from anxiety. And I just want you guys to know that this is nothing to be ashamed of. This is nothing to apologize for. This is who you are, and if whoever you're with can't handle that, then too bad for them, because you want to surround yourself, and this is tip number 1. When you're traveling and you have bad anxiety, you want to surround yourself with people that love you and care for you and want to make sure that you feel safe and you feel comfortable with everything. They're not going to pressure you into doing something that you don't want to do. They're going to go with the flow. If you feel comfortable doing something like staying in a specific place, you know, like they're going to go with the flow and they're going to, you know, make sure that they can do whatever they can to make you feel comfortable. You know, when I don't want to do something and I'm with Luca, and if he wants to do something and I don't want to do it, I will tell him, like, you go and you do it, and like go with your friends, go with my family, and I will do what I feel comfortable, because you know what, I don't want Luca to miss out on something that he isn't gonna have the opportunity to do again. I want him to live his life, and I want him to have a good time, and I want him to experience the things he wants to experience and not have to not be able to do those things just because I am anxious about it. I have no problem with waiting. I have no problem with not being a part of some kind of excursion that he's gonna be a part of with his friends or with my family or with himself. I will never, ever, ever, ever keep him from doing what he wants to do because I don't want to do it. So, because if you're that type of person, then that just makes you selfish. There's a huge difference, you know? So I let him do what he wants to do, and then I'll stay at the hotel, or I'll go to the beach, or I'll do my own thing while he does what he wants to do. And we have that kind of relationship where he'll do it, and then we'll come up after and we'll do things that we both want to do together, that we're both comfortable with, and that's the kind of relationship we have. So make sure, if you're an anxious person, that you are surrounded by people who love and care about you being comfortable, and aren't gonna get fed up or annoyed or frustrated. That's so important. Another thing that you can do is practice meditation and prayer and breathing exercises, because that'll really help you throughout your trip. So if you're anxious about going on a plane, practice breathing, practice meditation, acceptance, and peace. Because the truth is, you are not in control when you get on that plane, and a lot of people's anxiety stems from not being in control of a situation. But you know what? Just educate yourself. You're safer on a plane than you are in a car on the road. Like, that's the truth. And every single plane ride experiences turbulence. That's nothing to worry about. Turbulence feels like bumps on a road, as if you're in a car. Think about how many planes, how many people are on planes every single day. It's crazy if you think about it. And you know what? If your anxiety is that bad, don't go to countries that are 14-hour flights, but at the same time, I don't want to say don't do things that you're uncomfortable with, because sometimes you need to go outside of your comfort zone in order to achieve things. Like, if I let my anxiety take over, I would never travel. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to step outside of your comfort zone in order to experience life. You know what I mean? Like, it all depends on who you are as a person and how you're going to react to certain situations. But plane rides, they're easy peasy. Honestly, the things that I have done, or the things that I do on a plane ride that makes me feel good, is I bring my headphones, I bring my favorite music, my iPod or whatever. I listen to music and I blast it when that plane is taking off or when it's landing. Because the huge high sounds of a plane moving and starting up can be kind of startling and anxiety influencing, if you know what I mean. Like the loud noises of the plane and all of that. Close your eyes, find your happy place, play your music, and that's it. Everything else comes easy after that. Practice your breathing exercises. And you know what else? Another tip, book your seats ahead of time. Make sure that you are sitting beside somebody that will hold your hand and laugh with you and hang out with you and talk with you throughout the plane ride. Just save yourself any more anxiety. Just book your seats ahead of time. Pay that extra money if you need to feel. If that's what makes you feel comfortable, pay that extra money. Another thing is packing ahead of time will de-stress you, or for me at least. I pack almost a week before leaving, just so that I can make sure that I have every single thing that I need. Maybe I'll think of something a few days later that I didn't know that I needed, that I do need, and I'll add it to the list of things. Create a list, mark things off of it. Once you have everything, then that's off your plate. That's something that's done, and you don't have to worry about it anymore. Make sure, if you're somebody like me who gets sick every single time they travel, I can't help it, it's just what happens. Make sure that you pack every single medication you need to ensure or even just like make yourself feel better that if anything were to go wrong, puke, diarrhea, this sounds so bad, puking, diarrhea, stomachache, headache, anything. You get bit by a bee, you get stung by a bee, bit by a spider, make sure you're bringing that Benadryl, make sure you're bringing that Advil cold and sinus, make sure you're bringing that Gravol, make sure you're bringing that Imodium. Make sure that you have packed every single thing that you could possibly ever need in any kind of situation you may face. That's what I do. And then I'm sitting on the plane and I'm thinking, you know what? If anything goes wrong, if I get sick, I have the medication and I'm good. I don't have to worry about anything. I have it all and you're good. You're good. And if you forget something, girl, you will find it at the destination that you're at, okay? Don't worry so much about that kind of thing. There are hospitals everywhere. There are doctors everywhere. There are drug marts, drugstores everywhere. You can find whatever you need in whatever country you're going to get better. So don't worry about that. Always bring water. Wherever you go, always make sure you have some water. Water is so good for you, and if you ever find yourself in an anxious situation and you get dry mouth, and if you get, you know, a racing heart, you get the sweats and whatever, you have your water there. If you need to take your medication, you have your water there. Just bring your own glass jug that you can take around any restaurant you go to, ask them to fill it up. Make sure you have your water with you. Another thing is, go to your airport early, you guys. Don't feel so rushed. If you get to your airport early, you can do everything that you need to do, check in your bags, go through security, and you don't feel rushed. You have time to go through the shops, the duty free, find your seat, find your area, read a book, have a drink, eat some food, get some magazines or snacks for the plane. You know, like, you have time. Don't like rush the last minute and freak out and then jump on the plane. You know what I mean? Like, get to your airport early. Take your time. It'll ease your stress. Believe me. Spend that, I can't even stress this enough. Spend that extra money to feel safe. I'm not even kidding. Like, this is a vacation. You are taking a vacation from your regular life to experience something great. I don't know about you, but if I'm gonna spend money on a vacation and I'm gonna go somewhere, it's a vacation. It's a vacation from your work. It's a vacation from your house. It's a vacation from your family. Whatever you're stressing out about, you're taking this vacation and you don't need any more extra stress on top of your everyday life at home. You should be staying in a place that's nice and safe and comfortable, and whatever that may be or whatever that may look like for you, do whatever you need to do. But for me, it's like, I don't want to cheap out on a hotel just so that I can save money or whatever. No, that's not what I'm gonna do anymore, because you know what? If I'm staying at some crummy, sketchy, dirty motel or hostel just to save money or just because it's a good deal, I'm gonna be miserable the entire time, and I'm gonna be not sleeping at night, and I'm gonna be scared, and I'm gonna be stressed. I don't wanna do that. I don't wanna do that. And don't feel pressured to do that by the people you're going with. Lay down the law, tell them what your standards are, and that's it. I mean, don't be an ass, and don't be selfish. Make sure you consider everybody else as well, but at the same time, do whatever you need to do to feel comfortable in a situation. And last but not least, it's okay to say no. My entire life, I've been such a pushover, and I'm always afraid to say no to people. If it doesn't feel right to you, if it doesn't make you feel good, if it creates anxiety and stress during a period of time that's supposed to be happy and joyous for you, say no. It's okay to say no. Be honest with the people that you're with. Always be honest with the people that you're with. And that doesn't mean, like I said before, it doesn't mean you're stopping them from doing what they want to do. But if you don't want to be a part of it, stay back, do do your own thing, that's okay. Have your own independent little vacation for a day, that's fine. I just want you guys to be okay. Honestly, like, this is just therapeutic for me because I have really, really, really bad travel anxiety, and if anybody else out there has it to the level and to the extent that I do, hopefully this will help you. I know it's kind of scattered and all over the place and not really in order in any sense, but like, yeah, it's okay to take risks. It's okay to step outside of your comfort zone to experience life. Don't be so safe to the point where you aren't experiencing things. You know what I mean? Sometimes you need to feel uncomfortable in order to experience life. So just remember that, you guys. You don't want to have any regrets. You don't want to go somewhere and not do something because it makes you feel uncomfortable and then regret it later. So if you're okay with the decision you're making and you're 100% no, I don't want to do that, that's fine. But just don't have any regrets. Try it out. Sometimes, you know, it's okay to try things, and if you don't like it, turn around, go back. It's never too late to turn around and go back. Okay, you guys? I love you so much. If this video was helpful for you, let me know. Tell me what your travel experiences were like in the comments below. And woo! I am so sorry. I didn't even eat anything today, so I don't know why I'm burping. Excuse me. If you like this video, click the thumbs up button. If you like me and my channel, hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell because I make new videos every week. And yeah, have fun, you guys. Safe travels, and hope this video helped you out. Love you guys. Bye.